All right, it looks like the annual Aaron Rodger carousel is coming to a stop. It looks like the future Hall of Fame quarterback has a destination, has a decision made. Will he play? Is he staying in Green Bay? Is he going to New York? Where is he going to play? There's been a lot of chatter, a lot of rumors flying the last month or so. It's all we talk about. Aaron loves being in the media, but he was on his boy Pat McAfee's show today. Now, he's saying this wasn't a concrete decision, but it looks like we have a decision. Let's hear it from him.
So I've shifted my focus to entertaining, what the plane would look like, and had the Packers granted obviously permission for the Jets to come out and visit. We had a nice visit. They decided to leave their cars in the street, which attracted paparazzi attention, which got a few of them photographed, which I thought was pretty funny. But
made a couple mistakes early.
But we had a nice conversation, and I told them, listen, I'm not ready to make a decision about anything. I want to get back into my workouts and see how it feels. To really hit it hard for a week. I've obviously been working out before that, but to really hit it hard for a week and to see if the drive and the passion is still there, and then I'll see where we're at. And so again, this is why this is not a decision here. The decision I think was made in my mind, whether or not I was able to admit at that point. Really on that Tuesday, I wanted to play, and then it was how is my body feeling? Is it going to be able to hold up? So at this point, as I sit here, I think since Friday, I made it clear that my intention was to play, and my intention was to play for the New York Jets.
Okay.
And I haven't been holding anything up at this point. It's been compensation that the Packers are trying to get for me and kind of digging their heels in. So I would just I think it is interesting at this point to step back and look at the whole picture. My side, love and appreciation, gratitude for everything that Green Bay has done for me. So much love and gratitude, and just heart open for the Packer fans.
Hell yeah.
And what it's meant to be their quarterback. And also the reality of the situation, it is what it is. The Packers would like to move on. They've let me know that in so many words. They've let other people know that in direct words. And because I still have that fire and I want to play and I would like to play in New York, it's just a matter of, getting that done at this point.
All right, it looks like he's headed to the Big Apple. He wants to play, or at least he says his intention is to play for the New York Jets, Jets, Jets. Stand up. It looks like they're finally going to have a quarterback. The team has been very desperate for a quarterback. I mean, let's be real. They haven't had a good quarterback since Joe Namath in 1969. I mean, it's been a lot of futility at the position for the New York Jets. I mean, Chad Pennington had a good little stint there too, but they're finally getting a guy who could potentially get them over the hump. This is a Super Bowl ready roster, an elite defense, very good weapons on offense. But Rodgers didn't give necessarily the greatest endorsement, I don't think. He left it open. My intention is to play for the New York Jets. He likes to be these squirmy little words. We got immunized over here when we talk about the vaccines a few years ago. He's a little slimy and intentional with his words. Now, the reports were that he gave the Jets a list of players to go sign, a bunch of old bums, and guys he's already played with, most of them garbage. Randall Cobb, I think Donald Driver was on the list at 100 years old. Just a bunch of old nobodies on a team that's stacked with young skill maker prospects. Now, they did already sign his running man in Green Bay, Allen Lazard. I think that's a good sign for the Jets. Regardless, they needed one more receiver to pair with Mims, and obviously Garrett Wilson, the reigning Rookie of the Year. So I think Allen Lazard kind of fits in that offense a good bit there. And if it's going to help bring Rodgers into town, I'm about it. Forget Randall Cobb's old ass. Forget Mercedes Lewis. Maybe bring him in as a third tight end. He's a great locker room guy, but he ain't got any tread on the tires left. He also reportedly gave them Odell Beckham Jr., which I don't hate. He's 30, but he is an elite wide receiver. The last time we saw him having a monster game in the Super Bowl, so he still can be impactful, I think, especially as the second or third option in that team. Garrett Wilson's your number one option, so if he's a lesser option, he still might get some attention, and that opens up the best young receiver that they got going for them. So it's a very good fit, I think, also for the Jets. but it's amazing how he's declined. Now Rodgers is playing innocent here. He's like, I didn't give him a list. They just asked me about players I played with. Sure, Aaron. And he really, really threw the Packers under the bus, I thought, with his jabs at them saying, you know, they drafted my backup replacement 2 years ago. I went and won 2 MVPs. You know, F them. They're holding this up. They're seeking the compensation. All in all, this is kind of getting ugly. I think the Packers were sick of him. I don't blame them. There's a lot to deal with Aaron Rodgers, but he's still one of the best quarterback talents ever. Now, all in all, I think they'll be fond of his 18 years spent in Green Bay. He did only win 1 Super Bowl, which is kind of insane. Never went back to another one. So if you told Packer fans in 2011 this was it, they would have called you crazy and they would have never believed you. 4 MVPs, first all-time in touchdown passes in the franchise history, second in passing yards, trailing his mentor, Brett Favre, and now he's taking a page from his mentor. It looks like he's going to be heading to the Jets. I think this is a good move for the Jets. Go all in. You're a terrible franchise. It's a huge gamble, but the reward could just be worth it. If Rodgers is any sort of what his MVP levels were the last 2 seasons, this is a Super Bowl ready team. That defense can stop the best offenses in football. They can make life miserable. And then they're going to let Rodgers run the offense he wants to run. They obviously hired Nathaniel Hackett as their offensive coordinator, who was his guy the previous 2 seasons in Green Bay before heading to Denver this season. So Rodgers is going to be comfortable. It's going to be Rodgers' offense. And I think that's what Aaron wants. Aaron is a me guy. He's very selfish. Even this entire drawn-out process has been about me. Now, he wants to deflect from that. Of course he is. But he knows what he's doing. He's a California cat. He's going to want to be California cool. And he wants to be the center of attention. So, all in all, I think this is a good move for the Jets. Go get him. Now, the question is, what is the compensation going to be? We got reports here from PFF, Florio, Chris Sims talking. Packers not looking for multiple first-round picks, still negotiating with the Jets. I don't know if I'd want to give up a first-round pick. Now, it seems like the Packers might be holding on, maybe waiting till after the draft. They have all the leverage now. They do not have to move on from Rodgers till September 1st based on the way his contract is set up. They don't have to pay him that signing bonus till September 1st. So this is going to be a long, drawn-out process, I think. I think people around the league feel it's going to be a long, drawn-out process. And maybe that's what Aaron wants. I'd be pissed if I was the Jets. I want to get him in the building ASAP to possibly work out with the new guys. I mean, Aaron isn't about that, but maybe if he's got a new team, he's got a new fresh outlook on his career, he'd be willing to do that. So it's all about the right price here. This is the only team. It's hard to say who's got the leverage. Do the Packers have the leverage now, or do the Jets have the leverage? Because Rodgers says, I only want to play for the Jets, so you got to deal with the Jets. Because Rodgers is a big cap hit for the Packers that he can't, I mean, they stick him on the roster. That's a huge cap hit for a backup. I don't think they're willing to do that. So they will have to get rid of him eventually. I would be okay with a second-round pick this year, maybe a couple second next year and a third. I think I'd be okay with that. It's interesting to see what the Packers are going to want to do. I think the Packers are going to want to hold out until next year's draft, maybe let this draft roll over and then have those picks for next year's draft where we'll find out, is Jordan Love that guy? I don't think they think he's that guy. They have a mediocre season, possibly a bad season, and then they'll have extra draft capital to move up and go get one of those top 2 quarterbacks that everybody's drooling over next year. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Who is the winner of this ordeal? Is it the Jets? Is it the Packers? What do you think? Is he going to look good in that different shade of green? Are the Jets a legitimate Super Bowl contender in the AFC now? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Again, like this video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, share this video with your friends, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.